Americans with 2 weeks holiday a year. How in God's name do you do it? Japan has entered the chat. What's the Japan average? -1 week. We are allowed to take our 2 weeks? I save it in case of an emergency or as a windfall in case I'm ever let go. Windfall in case I'm ever let go. Does your company pay out vacation time if you are let go? A lot do not. Mine did. Thank God I had 100 hours saved or I'd be beeped. No notice. Whole department let go end of day. I only didn't spend the hours because we were expected to not take time off during hurricane season. I worked catastrophe insurance. Wait. Y'all are getting holidays? Hospitality industry. Delivery drivers. Retail workers. Etc. jobs deemed essential universally do not have allotted vacation time. And many of these workplaces aren't closed for national holidays. It's not cool. I can't speak for all of these. But generally if you are a FT employee at a retail store, you do get vacation days. Obviously. There are many more PT employees in retail than FT. So most people do not get vacation days. Some part-timers might. But that has never been my experience. You take 12 days to decompress. Relax for one and then spend a day getting crushed by the anxiety of returning to life. Repeat. Most people wouldn't be taking 2 consecutive weeks. It's pretty uncommon. Basically unheard of outside of the holiday season. I did it in 2018 and it was amazing. After that it's been just taking the whole last week of the year off and that's been nice. Spread the other days throughout the year. You just do it because that's what everyone tells you is normal. It wasn't until I started working with consultants from Europe that I even knew we got way less than a lot of the rest of the world. If you don't know anything else, you just think it's normal. I remember 10 years ago working with some engineers who were based in Germany. Anytime we had questions about their equipment we could never reach them because they were always on holiday. I should move to Germany. That's actually funny. The consultant I'm talking about that I kinda became buddies with and talked about this stuff with was German. Serious answer. We don't. We are beeping insanely depressed. I am constantly haggard and want to cry every day I get home. And I have a great job. I like my job. But I have zero time for my own interests and I just feel my life slipping away. I work 45 hours a week making almost double minimum wage and I still can't technically afford my own place where I live. I want to die. Same. I work 40 to 50 most weeks out of the year. My daily routine is basically get up, make food, go to work, get off and go straight to the gym, go home, make food, clean, sleep, repeat. I'm so exhausted by the time I get to my off days that I usually spend on if not both of them just laying on the couch or in bed all day. 2 weeks? Speeb. Most of us aren't even afforded that. 5 days vacation a year and 3 paid sick days. Often. Vacation days are used due to illness. I get 0 vacations days but I can't complain. I get every national holiday off. Winter break. And a spring break but can't complete my job without working unpaid overtime. At least 1 to 2 hours a day Friday and a few hours on the weekend to get ready for the week. But can't complete my job without working unpaid overtime. You can't complete their job without unpaid overtime. Why don't you just leave when the speep ends? It will be there when you get back tomorrow. Right? You are not getting paid for it. Why stick around? I love my job. I'm a teacher. The day is spent teaching. Which is my contract hours. But there's no time during the day for paperwork. I'm in a Title I school. So there's a crap ton of it or time to prepare for the next day. We are also required to attend meetings before and after contract hours at least twice a week. Being unprepared is not an option. We get paid for 7.5 hours a day. I have never worked less than 9 since I started. I do get 45 days off in the summer. But it's not paid. I am also required to complete my continuing education hours to stay licensed. LOL, this makes it sound like you can take 2 whole weeks off at once. LOL. Seriously. I get 3 weeks a year and 24 hours sick time. I can take a week off. But if I ask for 2 OT becomes a conversation. What choice do we have? The system is rigged. Workers are beeped here. I don't know. We could band together in some sort of union and demand better treatment. Interesting. What would we call it? Not every company in America is so cruel with paid time off. I get 33 days a year, which is more than 6 weeks off, and I can use it practically any time I want. My company offers us hybrid work from home/remote, and I have unlimited PTO as long as my boss says I'm good. I'm good. I realize I am very fortunate in this regard. I've read that employees with unlimited PTO actually end up taking less time off. How many days off a year would you say you take out of curiosity? Would you rather just have the given time? I actually earn more than 2 weeks working for the state has its benefits, but you are often discouraged from taking off that much. They act like never taking vacation at all is the ideal. Most people aren't even fortunate to get 2 weeks off. At best you can request that without pay at a lot of jobs. Or use your sick days. I'll get fired if I take 3 weeks. I'm 46 years old. Have been working since age 17. And I've never had a vacation. My PTO gets used up as sick days or for doctor's visits. Expat American in Australia here. I moved to Ounce March of 2020. Yes. You read that right. I started a job in July 2020. Yes. In the middle of a lockdown during a pandemic. I have taken 40 hours of annual leave and accrue more every pay period. I currently have 50 hours of leave available. I will end up with a total of 160 hours of paid annual leave over 1 year. What do I think? It's beeping awesome, and I hope the USA can adopt better worker protections in the future. Australian law is to have 20 days annual leave per year. Though they will accrue it on every pay period. I don't think I've ever actually used vacation time for a vacation. For medical stuff. Yet. But not just recreation. Honestly, it feels illegal to use vacation days for vacation. I grew up in the States and never took a week off from work for a vacation. Taking a week or more off was always frowned on wherever I worked. If the office can do without you for a week, they can do without you, period. I usually chipped away at whatever vacation days I had by taking an extra day off next to a holiday so I'd have a 4-day weekend. I moved to Canada later in life and routinely take a week or 2 off a year. It still feels weird though. Wait, how many are Americans supposed to get? The average is 11 days of vacation time. Wow, in France we have 5 weeks. Not counting eventual sick days. Die a little each day. Fast food. Corn syrup. And guns. Don't even ask people from France. They have more days off than working. Lucky them. Their government actually gives a speep about their well-being. I cling to the idea that someone somewhere else has it worse than I do. So I shouldn't complain. My family has less. You have to make sacrifices to make ends meet. We can have off days but nothing major, and after your break they go relax and you work. Partnered job of 2 families. No one else. It has its perks and cons. I get 10 vacation. 5 personal. 5 sick. But my typical day is 2 hours of work and 6 hours of sitting on my ass looking at my phone. It's soul crushing but manageable. Bold of you to assume I get 2 weeks. Wait, you guys are getting vacations? You use 3 or 4 days for Christmas and Thanksgiving. Then maybe 3 days in the summer. Then if you haven't used them all, you hoard them in case you ever have a child and want a few days of pay before FMLA leave. Pot. Lots of it. Beep this country, that's how. There's not much in point wanting more vacation days when you're not paid enough to actually afford to go on a vacation anywhere anyways. LOL. Just as a comparison, Australia gets 20 days a year. And another 10 sickness/personal days. After 10 years with a company you get another 10 days. Though that can vary. That's on top of 10 public holidays a year. All paid. This announcement brought to you by socialism. LOL. 5 weeks vacation. 2 weeks sick. And 12 paid holidays per year. I think I'm in the minority. The real secret is they don't actually take the 2 weeks off. Short answer. We don't. We save those days for in case we run out of sick days. Or in case of emergencies that don't include a doctor's note. It sucks. I literally have to lose money to take care of myself and spend time with my family. They are the reason I work. Yet work doesn't care. Suffering is our national pastime. I get a week's vacation and 3 sick days. I couldn't. So I quit. Went back to school. And became a teacher. Less pay. But more time off. And it was well worth it. I get 11 vacation days and 4 personal days. In 3 years I'll get 1 more vac day. Woo. I never use them all at once to take 2 weeks off. Usually use them for apps. Random 3-day weekends to catch up on things. Extending a holiday weekend. Or when I'm about to burn the place down. The personal days we can break down to 2 HR increments. So I save those for days when I'm late to avoid the points. If I need to leave early. Or cause I forgot about an app and didn't submit the vac day in time. Vacation days you can't use the day of. Need to submit at least a day prior. But personal days you can use that day. I don't really go on a vacation. Just gotta get away from work, huh? I haven't had a holiday for more than a day here or a day therein. I think I took a week back in 2018. It sucks. But can't afford not to. Where I worked at before. You had to work there for 5 years to even get 2 weeks vacation or sick days. And you'd point out by calling in more than 5 days a year. I'm a hard worker. And I'm not entitled. But that seemed a little extreme. If you're lucky enough to not get hurt or sick. Then you're probably not lucky enough for your kids/spouse not be hurt or sick. It's so sad. So many things can happen, and I did not feel bad about the fact that the place I worked for was always short-staffed and begging for employees.